Hey, what is up, guys? Hope you're all as excited for all of the new updates we're going to be getting soon. New 2A, new units, tons of new events. The re-app event is back, on top of an artifact event, which is so huge for me. I can finally upgrade my Zarath artifacts, so really looking forward to that. But in this video, we're not going to be talking about the updates. We are going to be going over all of my PvE teams, all the speedruns. I know a lot of you have been asking about the Zarath runes, artifacts, and speed tuning and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to take a look at that today. But before we marvel at those speed runs, we have to talk about this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force is a dynamic, squad-based RPG that brings the Marvel Universe to life, where players assemble powerful teams of Marvel heroes and villains to battle iconic enemies in epic combat with endless team combinations and strategic gameplay. Woo! Finally I can make a name for myself here and battle alongside my favorite superheroes like Gambit and Wolverine. Your goal is to power up your favorite characters to complete missions, unlock gear and other resources, and to beat other players in PvP modes such as Alliance War and Arena, where you can join forces with friends. New characters are constantly being released, and this month, be on the lookout for the highly anticipated Agatha in celebration of the Disney Plus show Agatha All Along. You can unlock other characters and costumes from Marvel movies, TV shows, comics, and more, such as Blade and his team of Night Stalkers. Use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get Agatha Harkness for free this month. But wait, there's even more. To celebrate the spooky season, players can redeem the promo code Halloween to get their free 100 shards for Zombie Iron Man, 600,000 gold, and 480 L2 training modules. If you're a new player, you can unlock up to 17 total characters within the first 30 days, including Spider-Man, Deadpool, Thor, Captain America, and more favorites. New ways to battle with your roster are released regularly, and the meta is constantly evolving. Along with campaigns, Blitz and Arena, there's also Alliance War, a massive weekly alliance battle, raids, and Cosmic Crucible, where you can go head-to-head against other players in a tournament. For me personally, playing Marvel Strike Force has been a breath of fresh air from all of the accuracy res checks and violent procs. Being able to play with the superheroes that I grew up watching in a new and exciting Marvel universe has been really amazing, and I think you guys should definitely check this one out. Don't forget to use my link or scan my QR code to download the game, and big thanks to this channel's first sponsor, Marvel Strike Force. Okay, so taking a look at my records for Giant's Keep, I have a 13.9 second record. I used to be rank 4. I think a lot of people have passed me up by now. But yeah, this team in particular was it was specifically to try and get a record. This isn't what I use for, my normal runs. So just keep that in mind. We'll maybe go over that once we take a look at the Giants run. Dragons, same with Dragons. I've completely changed this team up to be more consistent. It's a little slower, but I do believe it is much more consistent. I've always struggled with the the Dragons team, to be honest. So we'll take a look at that one. Necro, this has always been the most consistent and fastest team, I think. Unless you're going for the record, everyone pretty much runs this. Probably not too much to talk about, but yeah, we'll go over the runes anyways. Spiritual Realm Abyss. Don't really run this one too often, but I think this is what I'm running now. As you can see, I use Jaara quite a lot in all of the runs. It's funny, I do have Deborah, but I don't really use her for any of the dungeon teams. Even R5, but maybe I should change that up. Steel Fortress, I am running this team. It's pretty much always been this one. Things to note here, I'm using Icaru over Rogue. Maybe we can talk about that when we get to Steel Fortress a bit. And then Punisher's Crypt. Like I said, Deborah, I think this is just for a record. 17 seconds, not too bad, but I don't use the Deborah. I think I'm using Crow instead. Crow and then the Fire Ezio. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at our first dungeon team, which is Giants. One thing I wanted to point out before we get into the runes and stuff, I wanted to address why I like to run Jaara Icaru over something like, I think I did see one guy using a team, more of a free-to-play team. Obviously, this guy probably doesn't have a Jaara, but something like this where you're using the Wind Harpy and then a Deborah. The problem I have with this team is because you're running one armor breaker, if she gets resisted, your whole team's probably gonna just fail that run. And you might say, like, yeah, he has a Deborah too, but it's, first off, it's only on the skill 2 that you can armor break, and then of course most people who are running speed teams, they like to have the Deborah go last so it doesn't take up any animation time and slow the rundown. So with something like Jaara Icaru, with Icaru moving second after Xerath, you can team up with the Jaara, armor break, brand the boss, and then your Jaara moves again. And then you have, so basically you have 2 chances to land your armor break and branding skills. So just wanted to point that out. So what is my current rank? Okay, so that puts me down to rank 19. So like, what are the, what's up here? Yeah, it looks like Deborah. Any Xerath teams in here? That's interesting. Okay, here's one, Arjach. Yeah, that's kind of what the same team I was doing. So basically, in order to hit a, go for the record with this particular setup, Xerath, Jaara, Icaru, you need to have your Icaru move second, so that way it teams up. You can hit a team up with Jaara, Lynn, and then, you know, Mephisto or Belial, the demons, and that will just one-shot the midway boss, and then that's how you get a speed run. But I think for consistency, you might swap the turn order around. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at my Xerath. Rage Shield. You want the shield set so he can consistently clear the 4th wave. If you don't, you might not have enough damage. So I think one shield set is mandatory, or enhance. But you do need, like, I think like 2 enhance sets to make up for 1 shield set, something like that. So it's just a Rage Shield set. I think these 4 runes here are my RTA set, and then the shield set is just here. This one's actually pretty nice. 28 HP, 12 crit, and then flat HP enchant. And this one's just hero. And of course, same artifacts for RTA, skill 3 crit damage as much as possible. And then of course, damage dealt on water, CD as more HP, help clear the way. And he moves first. Jaara here is Rage Will. You don't have to run Will specifically for Giants. That's for Punisher. I do use Jaara for like most of my PvE team, so I do need to keep him on Will, so I don't have to swap the runes around a lot. Yeah, he's Rage Will, pretty good AC. High crit damage. Ever since the buff, you don't need crit rate anymore, so I did drop his crit rate, try to get more crit damage and attack. For right side artifacts, it's just crit damage, you know, skill 2 crit damage, skill 1 crit damage is all good. Team up damage is also fine if you're running the Icarus. And then I'm pretty fortunate to have a quad damage dealt on water for Dark. It is defense though, and additionals, no crit damage subs here, but quad damage dealt on water should be good enough. So Jaara, I think, is 67. Okay, I think I changed my Icaru to go second. I can't remember, but we'll find out. But anyways, Icaru is on triple fight, full team up damage, obviously defense, flat defense artifacts. It's either moving second or third. And then Belial, I believe, moves, I'm sorry, let me check here. Yes, it moves last. You want Belial to move last. I think it speeds the run up so that you can have Wind Homunculus one-shot the boss. If he derps or something, then Belial can finish him off. So here's the Wind Homunculus, just a fatal broken set. You don't need as much crit rate if you're running Xerath with a crit rate lead and then elemental advantage. 66 crit rate should be enough. Artifacts, again, just crit damage, as much crit damage as you can get. And of course, damage dealt on water. And then Belial, I did have a fight set on here. 78 crit. I think that's just like a few crit rate over what you need, so it works out fine, but it's just fat, lots of damage. For artifacts, we have first attack crit damage, a little bit of co-op damage here, and then own turn CD. And of course I have another quad damage dealt on water. So my giant team, I am like super spoiled to have that kind of artifact quality with Jaara and Xerath. So let's go ahead and take a look at a run here. So Xerath gonna clear the wave. Nice. Skill 1. And yes, Icaru does go second in this run. I think it does just... If you get lucky, you might be able to one-shot the boss. So Icaru, yep. Branding lands, Armor Break lands, Sharp Wind. Not quite enough damage there, but then Belial should move next and then just kill the boss. Yep. So there you go. Not quite clean as I'd like it to be. Maybe we'll try and see another one, but 23 seconds. Pretty fast, right? I think, personally, I think it's always just better to be a bit slower and be more consistent. You don't want to be wasting crystals on lost runs, honestly. So yeah, pretty clean. Oh, no branding this time, but we get it there. And boom, there. That's a pretty clean run. We want the Wind Homunculus to finish the boss off. So that one was an 18-second. Pretty good. So yeah, that's the Giants team. Let's go over to Dragons now. So for rank, I don't think I've... Yeah, rank 295. It's like nowhere close to anyone else, so... But that's okay. I don't really farm Dragons that much. But here's the team I have right now. So again, you always want to swap artifacts over to, you know, what dungeon you want to clear. So for this, I want to go damage dealt on fire. So I have a HP, probably this one. This one's pretty good, unless I don't actually remember. But yeah, you want HP. A thing to note is that the crystals are neutral element for dragons, so damage dealt on fire really only helps against the boss. I mean, it's not very significant how much damage Xerath will do to the boss at the end, so it's no big deal if you don't have a really good artifact for him. Shayna is triple fight. She should be moving second after Xerath. Skill 2 axe, skill 2 crit damage, skill 1 crit damage. Like, kind of just an okay artifact. And then this one is pretty good. Triple attack additional. And then the CD is less, which helps you clear the waves. And damage dealt on fire for the boss. And then we have Jaara moving third. Same, of course, you've seen the runes and artifacts already, but this side, we want to change this out for fire. So I'm going to find, we have a 20% one here. Very nice. And then Luna, Rage Broken, should move fourth. Yeah, I think the turn order is left to right here. So boom, 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 boom. So Luna, Rage Broken, just skill 3 crit damage and first attack crit damage. Crit damage is more is okay. And then left side, I am uber spoiled with a almost max quad damage dealt on fire. If you guys have seen some of my RTA videos, you know I put this on my Devraja and then just try to kill fire units with it. So it definitely helps out against dragons. Yeah, so plus 2100-ish attack, 274 crit damage. And then our last unit is Liam. Liam is on, is that 2 fight sets and 1 shield set? I guess, you know, shield set helps Xerath and helps the run be a bit more safer. I actually have like way too much crit rate on him, but maybe I could seriously drop like, I don't know, 30 crit rate or so and try and get more crit damage and attack, but probably doesn't need it. But yeah, we have a skill 3 crit damage, of course, and then additional damage by attack. And left side, of course, we want damage dealt on fire. So basically, once you get to the end boss, you want to armor break, brand it. Luna should try to drop the boss to, I believe, in order to get perfect AI on Liam, you have to do something like 2/3 of the boss's HP. That way, it makes sure that Liam will use unlimited power. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at one of our runs. So boom, we don't quite clear the wave, unfortunately. That's why Shayna is pretty nice here to go second and clear them. And her AI, I believe, is 100% perfect if the units are low like that. So we got Armor Break Branding, Dark Force. Okay, so we didn't quite do enough on that first run. It's probably very close, but Liam did end up using his skill 2. But no worries, with Xerath, of course, you have the heal. And then Liam will just, because the boss is so low now, he will always use unlimited power to finish it off. So, not quite the fastest run there, but of course, I'd rather we just not wipe and it be slower. So let's try one more. Hopefully we can get Luna to hit a bit harder on that last wave. So yeah, we got Arm Break, Branding, boom, one-shot the Zyros. Shayna clears up the wave, nice. Armor Break, no brand, uh-oh, this one's gonna be a bad one too. Oh, but look at that, we got lucky and he used unlimited power. But we didn't have brand. But we should be okay. Oh, wait. This one, what happened to this one? Luna, please move. Okay, well that one's a wipe. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, my Dragon's team is not 100% safe. As you can see there, things can go wrong. I think what happened is we just missed the brand. And then the dragon crit Liam. And he just, like, got evaporated. So, you know, things can go wrong. As long as it's mostly clearing, you know, 95+% of the time, I think it's fine. Here we go. Here's a clean run. Boom. So yeah, we got Armor Break Branding, and then Liam used his skill 3 there. So that was a 23 seconds. So it's like just about as fast as Giants, or it can be. So that's the Dragons team. Pretty decent. And then of course we have Necro. I'm again ranked 365. Nothing to gloat about really. It's really hard to get fast Necro teams. You're kind of just stuck using the full multi-hit teams. You know, you have Abigail with this skill doing 8 hits, and then of course the first skill 1 does 3 hits. But yeah, so Abigail, Vio Revenge. I think I'm just using co-op damage. Skill 1 crit damage is fine. Damage dealt on dark. Everything, right? Necro boss is dark, so damage dealt on dark. Triple fight. This is the same Icaru from Giants. I don't think I really need to change anything. It's just co-op damage. Yeah, co-op damage. And we have a rogue here on double fight sets. Blade. And for artifacts, co-op damage, of course. And then a star. Vamp Blade. You do need your star to be on Vampire, otherwise she will kill herself to the golems, right? Because they reflect damage, I believe. So Vamp Blade, max the crit rate out, and for artifacts, you want co-op damage and skill 1 crit damage are the main ones, yeah. And then left side, co-op damage here. Attack of effect is also pretty good. I think they changed this, right? Oh no, she used to, before that buff went live, she used to give herself attack buff, but then they reverted it, I think, to this. So attack up effect kind of useless here, but you just want like co-op damage and or damage dealt on dark. And then shaman on a very weird 4-blade will. I believe you do need a will set on him. I can't remember exactly why. It's once you get to the boss, I think you don't want Shaman to get silenced by a star or something like that. So that's why you put the will set on. But for artifacts, obviously we want big skill 2 crit damage and skill 1 crit damage. So, and then damage dealt on dark, of course. Yeah, the Necro team is really safe because of Shaman, right? Being able to heal all the damage she does on skill 1, and you're teaming up with constantly with the Raok and Icaru, so keeps the team alive. So yeah, let's go ahead and do one run for Necro. Yeah, so we just team up, dead. Oh, interesting. My Icaru is moving first. That might be kind of bad. I think Abigail's supposed to move first, but it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, right? You want Abigail to move first because she's going to AoE armor break, and that just makes the team-ups, you know, do more damage and clear the waves faster. But yeah, so the boss will steal a star, and that's why you want Will on Shaman, in case she skill 2s him. But yeah, just want lots of multi-hits. Vio is nice too, if you can get it on like Raok. I use Raok for a lot of other stuff though, so that's why I don't like him on Vio. Kind of like the fight sets. Boom, and we're done. I think that was what, like, usually it's about 40 seconds. Let's see, yeah. Oh, that was a minute, so that was a really bad run, but it is what it is. Usually once I drop below like 1,000 crystals, that's when I start farming Necro, because the runs are a lot slower. So that way, you know, you can play. If you want to play every day, then that's what you might want to do. Conserve your crystals a bit longer. So yeah, that is Necro. Can go do a Spiritual Realm really quick. I don't think I have a good rank. Yeah, rank 148. Nothing to write home about. And same thing, I believe she is Wind, so we want to go damage dealt on Wind. So we have a nice 19% damage dealt on Wind on that one. Jaara. I have one on Ergar, but I think this one's fine. Good enough. Then we have Seek. Seek is again more fight sets. You want as many fight sets as you can afford, right? Skill 2 crit damage, and then damage dealt on Wind. This is kind of, I guess, because I have Xerath crit rate lead as well as elemental advantage and a crit rate buff. I think 60 crit is okay. And then Raok, showed him already, just a double fight blade. And then Brandia, which I also use for Steel Fortress and Rift Raid. She's on Energy, Will, Blade. Will is for Punishers. You need everything on Will, basically, except for Xerath. But yeah, so she's running 248 crit damage, plus 1986 attack. Pretty good for like a bunch of 2 sets. And then Artifacts, skill 3 crit damage, focused, obviously. And then damage dealt on Wind. So let's take a look at this one. This should be safe. I can't remember. I usually don't run Spiritual Realm very much, other than when the we get those coupons that let you pick what runes you want to farm. So it is kind of nice if you need fight runes, really. But I mean, Seal did get buffed, so for sure this dungeon's worth running. And boom, that was pretty quick, just for the seals. But yeah, typically I'm more of like a Giants and Artifacts guy. 20 seconds. That was a really good run. So yeah, that is the Spiritual Realm Abyss, and then Steel Fortress. This is one like I'm constantly trying to farm to get Xerath a better artifact, but I just have no luck at all. Oh yeah, and we don't have to swap artifacts. We're already on Wind. So yeah, Xerath moves first, of course. Zinc moves second. I'm sorry, no, I think Zinc moves first. Yeah, you want Zinc to move first because that way he can get a chance to put block beneficial effects on the boss. If Xerath moves first, he's going to give a shield to the boss, which is bad. So, I'm sorry, let me go back to Zinc. Zinc is on Rage Fight. Fight sets, just try to give Brandia more damage. Better odds to one-shot the boss. Skill 3 crit damage, skill 3 ac. Damage dealt on Wind, of course. And to be honest, this much accuracy might be not enough. I'll have to check on that. But usually you want like 40, 50 ac on your debuffers. So you might need to switch that one out. And then of course this is our triple fighter Icaru. We've already seen it. Next up is Laura, which is on triple fight. Again, just boosting the damage of our nuker. She's on a crit rate build, max ac, bit of attack power. And yeah, just damage artifacts, I think. And then damage dealt on wind, yep. And then Brandia, which you saw from the last run, but here it is again. Just high attack, high crit damage. So yeah, let's go ahead and see run. Steel Fortress, though, unfortunately, I cannot get this one to be as consistent as I'd like it to be. Seems like in like a group of 30 runs, I'll typically see like 1 or 2 wipes. And I think it's because of Zinc. Zinc's like activation rate on the block beneficial effects is not 100% on any of the skills, I believe, which is kind of annoying. So hopefully Comduus can maybe take a look at that and buff him just for Steel Fortress. But I mean, as long as we land the block beneficial effects, it's pretty safe. So that was one run. Another thing I wanted to talk about is I like to use Icaru over Raok for this one. Raok only teams up with 2 other teammates, but the trade-off is you get more. He does more damage than Icaru, right? Icaru's probably doing like not a whole lot, but the trade-off here is that Icaru will team up with 3 units, and you kind of want him to team up with Zinc as often as possible just to land the block beneficial effects. So let's see one more. Yeah, so we have Zinc moving first. Zrath clears the wave. Icaru gonna move, team up, armor breaks. Brandius finishes off the mid boss. And then we do hit it. But yeah, sometimes if he doesn't land on that first hit, that's why you want Icaru, because it can help you land it the second time. And then, yeah, so slower run. Brandia didn't finish it off. That's another thing, is my Brandia not on rage kind of makes things a bit weird, but I just don't have any more rage runes to give her. But yeah, I could probably make a better Brandia if I take some runes away from somebody, but it is what it is. So that is Steel Fortress. And then hold on, let me see what my rank. What is my rank? 277. So again, nothing crazy there. Punishers, rank 69. Nice. I like that rank. I'll keep that one. But here's the Punisher team. So he has light attributes. So we're gonna go ahead and swap over to our light artifacts. So I have a nice 20% one here. I believe I have, actually I want a Crow, 23, that one's nice. But I think for this one, hard to say if that 1% damage on light is better than attack. But this one also has well, that's pretty negligible, honestly. Probably this one, because it also has a crit damage line. I would assume so, anyway. And then this is a different Icaru, right? I said you kind of need everything on will for Punisher. So we have a will fight guard. I need the guard set to make sure I'm above the team up threshold there. So, and then for artifacts, again, you just want co-op damage, really. Co-op damage, skill 1 act is fine. Attack up effect is fine. Yeah, co-op damage, defense, additional damage by defense is good as well. So that's Icaru. Crow is on double will fight. So for Punishers, when you have bad runs, if you run 2 will sets, it does make the run safer. So that way the boss doesn't absorb his attack bar, and then maybe you could team up or get an arm break off somewhere. Yeah, double will fight. For artifacts, first attack crit damage or skill 3 crit damage, all really good. And of course I have this nasty quad, damage dealt on light, big damage onto the boss. And then Ezio, again, I think I am, yeah, double will fight. This is just in case there's bad RNG. You don't want the boss to absorb your damage deal, the bar of your damage dealer, so 2 will sets is really nice. And of course, right side artifact, crit damage, and damage dealt on light. Yep. So yeah, let's go ahead and see a run here. This is my like one of my fastest teams, I think. But again, it seems like with all of the artifact dungeons, you can wipe pretty easily, especially on Punisher, because if you don't clear the boss on the first try, he will just continue to absorb all of the bar, and it makes it really hard to come back, even with Xerath, you know, having a heal cleanse. So yeah, I mean, even with a double will setup on Crow and Ezio, it can still wipe sometimes. So that is definitely a concern, but I think it's overall pretty consistent. $104k damage from Crow, pretty nice. Well, let's see here. Yeah, I think it's that skill right there that absorbs all the bar, which is really annoying. Boom, Ezio, Nimble Strike. And what's great about Ezio is his damage comes from the passive, so even if he derps and uses skill 1, he's still gonna hit pretty hard. Alright guys, so that's all of my dungeon teams. Hope you enjoyed them. I don't think we're going to cover R5 or Rift Beasts in this one. If you want me to make a new video on those, I can. But yeah, this one's just going on a bit too long. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. And of course, again, a huge shout out to Marvel Strike Force for sponsoring this channel's first video. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.